Welcome to the 862nd meeting of the City of Laurel Historic District Commission. Does this sound okay? Or does it just sound weird to me?
That's how it sounds.
Okay. The qualifications of the members of the commission, the staff to the commission, and any consultants used are on file with the city and are hereby made a part of each and every application heard today. The guidelines and procedures adopted by the commission are also made a part of each and every application. Each application heard today is considered on its own merits and is not to be considered as establishing a precedent for any other application. Brooke, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Cole,
Here.
Ms. McStaney,
Here.
Ms. Snyder, Ms. Frazier, Mr. Davis, Mr. Schweitzer, Ms. Les. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes of the regular HDC meeting held on June 20th. Are there any comments, corrections? Could I have a motion to approve?
I move we approve the minutes.
Thank you.
I'll second that motion.
Brooke, we have a motion and a second. Would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Councilmember Cole,
Yes.
Mr. Schweitzer,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. McStaney.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 4, HDC 2023-0146 for 319 Laurel Avenue, submitted by Benjamin Lewis. The applicant is seeking approval to paint the aluminum siding and trim and paint the door.
Madam Chairwoman, I believe we skipped agenda item number 3.
Oh, I apologize. Thank you. Let's go back to item number 3, HDC 2023-0144 for 901 Montgomery Street, submitted by Mike Moneymaker. The applicant is seeking to remove a large unsafe tree and an unhealthy tree. Is the applicant here? Would staff like to give their report?
Yes, good evening, Madam Chair and Commission members. This is Emily Klein-Gibson with ECD presenting the staff report. The applicant is seeking Historic District Commission approval to remove 2 ash trees located in the front yard of 901 Montgomery Street. The applicant states that the larger ash tree is unsafe and the smaller ash tree is unhealthy. The applicant proposes to install 2 flagpoles in place of the trees. One pole will have a U.S. flag and the other pole will have the Maryland flag. Both flagpoles will have shrubbery planted around the bases. Staff recommends that HDC approve certificate number 2023-0144. This concludes my report. The applicant was unable to attend, but I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
I have one question. Did they specify the height of the poles or the size of the flags? That they would be compatible with a residential area?
They did not specify, but I can confirm with the applicant and get back to you.
Who determines the health of the tree that they're saying is unhealthy? Who's determined that?
The applicant usually provides a letter by a certified arborist stating the health of the tree.
Did that happen?
It did not happen for this application.
So we're only going by the applicant's word. I mean, how do we know it just couldn't be trimmed?
Madam, I'm sorry, fellow board member, we always leave it up to you and the board members to approve or disapprove the proposal. Per the ordinance, there's nothing that we can do to stop them from doing it, but you guys have the right, if you feel that other alternatives are best for this tree.
Well, I'm reluctant to agree with that unless there was an arborist giving his opinion on it.
The other foot there. It is leaning.
Yes, it is. But I don't think that's the spot. Isn't that the one on 9th Street?
If I could interject, fellow board members, if they had an arborist, we could have staff approved it. But
Right.
since they didn't have one, we came before you guys and you can give an alternative. A lot of times when they do come forward, not speaking for the applicant, they feel that the roots can cause a lot of damage, and they can feel, on their opinion, that this is maybe detrimental long term. So they come to us and see if they can go forward and cutting it off altogether.
Another issue might be its relationship to the power lines.
That picture we were looking at is on 9th Street.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's 9th Street. That
Correct.
tree is that the one they're talking about, or on the other side?
It's both trees that you see in the picture before you. It's across the street from the high school and also across the street from commercial neighborhood.
Okay.
Now, the small one that's not big enough to require permission, is it?
Neither one requires per the code permission to remove them. Neither one of them are champion trees.
Do you have a picture of the trees on the other side?
Well, these are the two that they want to propose and recommend for removal.
Right.
So there's only 2 trees at this corner.
Right, but I just didn't know whether you had pictures of the ones on the other side. I just wanted to see the difference between the.
Now, these are the trees in the rear when they first built this union building.
Right. But there's a spot on the other side of that cement pad.
Yeah,
and
we
it's
don't
just-
have a full picture. We only
Okay.
have pictures that they presented to us.
It might be on the very first picture of the front of the building. Is there not another? Right there.
Ah.
Does you want to take that one down?
No.
No,
I think so.
Just the ones on the corner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this is Mr. Schweitzer. Could we table this until we get an arborist to look at it?
Now, if we get an arborist, council person, we can staff approve that. If they give us arbor and just give us notations of the health, we can staff approve it. But I guess tonight, I guess the thing is deciding if you want to approve or not approve this removal.
I think this is just a matter of they want to take down the tree and put a flagpole up.
Yeah.
And we really don't have the power to stop them from taking down trees. Correct? Oh, we do.
Yeah.
When we bring it before you,
you,
you have,
okay.
yes, you have
Yeah, well
approval,
then-
disapproval.
Yes, okay.
Or
So
you
it's
can
still-
give alternative, Madam Chair, of what you feel could be done to them completely removing it.
And the tree that they're taking down is the one that's leaning.
It's both of
Both
them.
trees.
Yes.
The large tree and the small tree.
Do we have a landscape plan? The application mentions that there is various shrubbery, but it doesn't say how much or what size.
Well, they had a picture,
That's
if Brooke, the shrubbery that you see right there is a shrubbery that will be in place. More shrubbery around this area.
But do we have a plan of what that new shrubbery will be?
No, they didn't present it.
Do we know where the poles are going in that bed? It seems like there's
Proposed from the proposal will go exactly where the removal is.
Oh, that's very convenient. They're going exactly where the trees are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My point.
I would move that we table this until there's a arborist recommendation for the trees removal.
I believe that would actually be a second.
Okay, then second it. We'll go with that.
So Brooke, we have a motion to table and a second. Would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Cole,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder,
Yes, I just think we need more information on this.
Mr. Schweitzer,
Yes.
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Ms. McStaney.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, back to HDC 2023-0146 for 319 Laurel Avenue, submitted by Benjamin Lewis, seeking approval to paint. Is the applicant here? Would staff like to present?
Good evening again, Madam Chair and Commission members. This is Emily Klein Gibson with ECD presenting the staff report. The applicant is seeking Historic District Commission approval to paint several areas of the house located at 319 Laurel Avenue. For the siding, the applicant is proposing to paint the existing aluminum siding of the house. The current siding is white in color, and the applicant is proposing to paint it dark navy/blue color. For the trim, the applicant is proposing to paint the existing trim. The current color of the trim is a light purple/blue color, and the applicant is proposing to paint it an off-white /beige color. And for the front door, the applicant is proposing to paint the existing front door. The current color is a light purple/blue, and the applicant is proposing to paint it a burnt red brick-like color. Staff recommends the Historic District Commission approve certificate number 2023-0146. And this concludes my report. Thank you.
Is the color on the approved color list?
No, it is not.
Is that the actual color?
That's close to the color
Close to
of
the
rendering that.
Okay,
possibly-
so this applicant didn't bring in swatches for us?
They have
Okay,
it on
so,
it, yeah.
okay,
But why are we here to approve when nothing has been approved?
No, they're coming before you for approval.
But the colors have not been approved by staff as acceptable colors.
well, no, we can approve the color, so there's a palette that the
Right,
staff
but
can
I'm
approve
just asking if
automatically.
it's on the approved list.
Right, and it's not, so that's why
Right,
they're here.
that's what I
Okay.
wanted them to say.
What is it, Sherman-Williams? Dignified? There have been some unfortunate blues recently. One at the top of Montgomery Street, one across the street from here on a commercial building. So it's kind of,
Mm-hmm.
well, that, as long as it's,
Are the homeowners aware that there are colors that are approved and they failed to go with that?
What they do is recommend what they feel that something they would like, even though we will show them a palette. They
I
go
see.
with something close to wherever, person that's painting.
Okay.
So is there strong feeling against this or for it, or?
I'd like to see a
But it's not
physical
my house.
sample, Mr. Gray.
But see, my question is, and this is just my misunderstanding, is that we are being asked to approve a house to be painted, that the colors are not the ones that are approved by the city, and then if we approve it, they'll get a tax break? Is that correct? My,
A lot of the colors that people have come before us with have been very close to one of the, you know, maybe they have a preferred company that they'd like to get the paint from, that they have confidence. So if they pick a color that's close to one of the, that's generally,
is this
but I'm not sure that
close
is.
to an approved color?
We repeat that, I'm sorry.
Is this color close to an approved color?
Yes, a lot of times when they come, they get close to the color they would desire. What we do is recommend. You know, a lot of times they can't get the same swatch as the
Sure.
palette, so they do its best to get close, or preferably something they like, and
But
we
this
just
is
try
a
to.
color close to the one on your list.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, if I can interject again, the guideline doesn't state that they have to go with that. We would prefer that they be in lines to the swatches.
Right.
Do you have the physical sample?
The most physical sample is what they presented in the proposal, what you saw on the board.
So
It's
it's
that
all-
right there.
yeah.
So they emailed,
Yes.
so they emailed that
Yes,
they didn't
correct.
bring in a swatch?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Frazier, you mentioned that there's other houses on Montgomery Street with similar color tone to this.
No, they're very bright, and it's hard to tell with a monitor exactly what a color is. And there's one, like I said, a building right across in Kent. Doesn't fit in general colors.
I personally think it's too bright and should be a shade darker.
That's what I'm afraid of.
I agree. I can't disapprove it because I don't like it.
Right.
But I do think it could be, it's almost neon to me, if it was more muted blue.
And that could easily be the effect of monitor.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, maybe if we had their paint chip.
Right? I'll move that we approve HDC 2023-0146 for 319 Laurel Avenue.
This is Mr. Schweitzer. I'll second it.
Brooke, we have a motion to approve and a second. Would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Cole,
Yes.
Mr. Schweitzer,
Yes.
Ms. Frazier,
Yeah.
Ms.
Yes.
Snyder,
No.
Ms. McSeany.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 5, HGC 2023-0150 for 310 4th Street, submitted by Cheryl Dyer. Would staff like to present their report?
Good evening, Madam Chair and Commission members. This is Emily Klein Gibson with ECD presenting the staff report. The applicant is seeking Historic District Commission approval to remove an existing dove tree located in the front yard of a property at 310 4th Street. The applicant states that the tree is too large for its location and is growing toward an overhead power line. The applicant proposes to plant a dogwood tree in its place, which is a native species unlike the current tree. Staff recommends that HDC approve certificate number 2023-0150. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the tree to the left of the sidewalk that we're looking at?
Yes.
So this one's too large. The tree that we just talked about earlier this evening, we wanted to have an arborist recommendation for.
This is Emily Klein Gibson. I will say the applicant did have an arborist come out to the property and assess the tree.
Okay, so this one has had an arborist look at it.
That is correct.
And we have a copy of that?
I can provide, I believe, through email. There was a copy.
And the applicant is also going to plant another tree in its place?
Yes, a
Smaller tree.
dogwood. Yes.
Okay, great, thanks.
So since this is unlike the other application that has an arborist that's looked at it, they're replacing it with another tree, I move to approve HDC 2023-0150.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Brooke, we have a motion to approve and a second. Would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Cole,
Yes?
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Schweitzer,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. McSeany.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. HDC 2023-0151 for 417 Prince George Street, submitted by Neil Ellick. Applicant is seeking approval to remove existing asphalt shingles and roofing materials, except for the metal roof, and to replace any deteriorated planking and sheathing with new asphalt shingles. Is the applicant here? Okay.
Correct. My name's Nick. I'm not Neil, but I'm the contractor.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I really mispronounced that. Yes, would you like to come up and tell us about the new roof?
Yeah, so the home itself, the roof is long overdue. And from my understanding, so it's currently a 3-tab shingle. If we went back with a 3-tab, we could have got staff approval. But, you know, in like doing the homeowner a service, we're upgrading and giving them a better quality product. So we're going to match the color as close as possible. It's a pewter gray to what currently exists. It's just a better quality product. So it's a 50-year shingle compared to 25.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Has any consideration been given to the gutters?
Yeah, so there's a front gutter that has to be replaced. So I've been dealing with the property manager. The homeowner himself is actually in North Carolina with his mother. She's ill, so he's been taking care of her. So this was actually approved through storm damage. So it's not, the insurance company is actually covering it. So I have to get with the homeowner. It's like, hey, look, while we're doing this, this is something we should address as well.
If you add to the request that it could include gutters where needed, that would save coming back.
Correct. So I could do that, but unfortunately I have to get like an agreement with him. So you guys are asking me to replace the gutters?
We're suggesting that you add to your application gutters,
Okay.
and then if it is decided that new gutters are needed and are going to go on the house, you will already have them.
Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, and then I can address that. I didn't know that actually had to be addressed here as well.
Do you think they need new gutters?
Yeah, 100%. So like I said, I'm just waiting to get the homeowner back into town. It's been a struggle. It's been going on I actually did his neighbor's roof last year. And so I've been in communication with him since then. So it's been going on quite some time. And then we finally got the ball rolling and we're moving, but I've just been dealing with the property manager himself. So yeah, if we could add the gutters on, and then I can have that conversation with him. If I can talk him into it, they're relatively inexpensive. And while we're there and we're doing it, if it was me, I would, let's go ahead and do it. But I'm not the homeowner, but I can have that conversation with him. So if we can add to it and then approve that as well, that would make sense.
Madam Chairwoman, I have a comment. previously in HDC applications, we need to know what type of gutter they're putting on. So I would recommend that we approve the roof tonight and have the gutter as a separate application so we have more details on what they'll be putting on, shape and size.
So they'd be K-style, exactly what currently exists. It would be 5-inch seamless and in white.
Okay,
Yep.
so you would be just replacing with what's already there.
Yeah, and I think they're current. Oh, that's definitely not the house. Yeah, and I think they're currently seamless, but that's what we use. The seams, they're not as good of a product, and then you'll get leaks coming out.
It was in kind.
Or they're probably bigger. Probably a 4-inch gutter.
They're 5-inch on there
Oh,
currently.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. You just can't really tell they're like falling off of the house.
Hard to see the house
Yes.
when you walk.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the roof itself, like when you are driving by or walking by, you can't even see it because of as far as like the trees and then how tall it is. But yes.
Excuse me, can I get your name and address for the record?
Yes, my name is Nick. Last name Lally, Lally. And then the company address is 1010 Butterworth Court. That's Stevensville, Suite 201. Zip code is 21666.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve HDC 2025-0151 with the addition of new gutters if required, in kind.
I second it.
Have a motion to approve with the addition of gutter. Second, call the roll. You call the roll, please.
Ms. Frazier,
Yes?
Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Mr. Schweitzer,
Yes.
Councilmember Cole,
Yes,
Ms. McSeany,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Item 7, HDC 2023-0153 for 201 Main Street, submitted by Govind Jha. Did I pronounce that correctly? Excellent. Would you like to come up to the podium?
He is Govinda. He cannot speak English properly, so that's why I'm here. I'm his friend.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Unfortunately, I'm also not well with my cough and cold. So bear with me.
Sure. Tell us about your project, please.
You know, it's been quite a while. Somebody hit the front porch, and we are trying to fix it. And I know we couldn't find the contractors who can come and help us to fix it. But we are planning to do on our own. We have a friend who can help us to, work on this one. And that's why we applied it. We didn't know the process. We are new to this Laurel County, it's Laurel City. And it took some time for us to figure it out, how to apply and get all the details. And we applied it finally. And waiting for this approval so that we can start the work and we can fix it and we can fix that entire surrounding.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for coming in. I have a question. The railings on the building now, are they vinyl or are they wood?
It's wood.
It's wood. That's what I thought. And you're suggesting you would replace them with vinyl?
Yes, sir.
Would you be replacing the ones that are not damaged?
No, it's damaged. The front porch completely damaged. We have to replace everything.
I was just curious what the plan is for the house.
We are planning to do some meditation center.
Okay.
It's more of spiritual center kind
Sure.
of thing. We want to open.
I mean, when I saw all that, I thought maybe the house was coming down.
Yeah, if some we bought with a lot of money, so
Yes.
definitely we wanted to utilize
Sure.
it for better.
Yes,
and
that's good that you're
we paid
making
like
these
more than
improvements.
500K, so we don't want to bring it down just for
No, of course not.
Would you consider replacing the railing with wood? It is an old house and
Yeah,
fairly
sure.
prominent in town.
We can definitely, yes. Yeah. we can change it to, instead of vinyl, to the wood. Nowadays it's more, vinyl is famous. That's I thought, okay, this is easy maintenance and all those things. But if wood is preferred, yeah, definitely we'll go with the wood.
I mean, it's such a lovely house.
The corner also.
Oh, good.
What kind of front posts are going on? I see the ones there are pretty decorated and carved. Or is it just going to be standard
we,
4x4, or will it be in kind?
We will be matching close to that, but this is pretty old. Those carvings is not anymore available. We'll try to look at it, but we will try to match it as close as possible, but not guaranteed.
So it won't be a standard 4x4 post?
No.
I think any improvement will be an improvement. And we're thankful that you're fixing it up.
Thank you. And we are also planning to, I know we are submitting separate permit for that. We are also planning to install the HVAC system, entire house, centralized one. So we wanted to do a lot of improvements on that house. But first is this one needs to be fixed.
Yes.
Sure. You have to get it fixed so people can come in, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve HDC 2020-015 for 201 Main Street with the slight change of wood rather than.
I'll second the motion.
Brooke, we have a motion to approve with the change from vinyl to wood railings. And a second, would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Schweitzer,
Yes.
Councilmember Cole,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. McStaney,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. We
Thank you
really
very much
appreciate
for-
it.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with your center.
Thank you.
Item 8, HDC 2023-0158 for 322 Montgomery Street, submitted by Amy Dunham. Would you like to come on up and tell us about your project?
Basically the current porch has some holes in it, and the top step is like 3 inches taller than the rest of them, which has been a safety risk. So I want to add another step at the top and have composite so it'll last a little bit longer. Nothing that's unusual on the street. And then there are a few of the railing pieces that are rotting, and so just replace those the same way they already are with the wood.
They're wood railings now?
The ones on the top are the vinyl, but the ones along the steps are the wood ones, where there's some pieces that are rotting.
So how are they going to add a step?
Push in like the front of the porch is the thought at the moment, and then use the composite to have 2 5-inch steps instead of 1 10-inch step.
So the side railings are vinyl. The front
On the top. Yeah.
on the top. And the front are wood.
Mhm.
And you're replacing it with wood.
Just the
correct?
just the pieces that are rotted,
You're replacing the spindles or the top rail?
the spindles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where pieces have rotted out are the spindles. So it'll still look exactly the same as the plan.
So when they're replaced, it'll all be wood, except for the railing.
I'm not going to replace the vinyl at the top because it's still in good condition. I was going to leave it the way that it is.
Sure.
But yeah,
Okay.
but it'll all be in good condition, and and it'll be exactly what it is now, where there's the vinyl at the top and the wood on the sides of the steps.
What are the steps going up? Are they wood,
They're cement.
cement?
Thank you. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
It needs some work.
I don't think I'd want to come out of there after a party with that step.
I had knee surgery last summer, and it's yeah.
That has happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is Councilmember Cole. I move to approve HDC 2023-0158.
I second that motion.
Brooke, we have a motion to approve and a second. Would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Cole,
Yes.
Ms. Frazier,
Yes?
Mr. Schweitzer,
Yes.
Ms. Snyder,
Yes.
Ms. McStaney.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much for coming in. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
I appreciate you all.
Have a good night. There's staff approvals that we've already seen. Is there anything else?
Just so I understand something, on 0153, we told the gentleman that we wanted wood railings. So are we telling everyone when they come in and they want to put vinyl, are we saying, no, that's not allowed, we're doing wood?
No,
You just suggested.
we suggested.
Well, we made a motion on it.
And they agreed to put up wood. So we changed their application from vinyl to wood.
Yeah,
and
but I
approved
don't
that.
think we made it clear to them that it was just a suggestion and they could do vinyl if that's what they wanted. And I just need to be clear on,
It's like we suggested to the gentleman with the gutter, to add that to his application. He didn't have to, but it
Right.
would save him time.
I got the impression that, was gonna, that's.
yeah, I
the impression he
didn't feel
gave me.
comfortable with that. But, that's just, that's all I have.
Okay.
A motion to adjourn?
Excellent. Thank you. See you in September.